Welcome to the show. My name is Morayo Brown. It's Friday on Your View, and I have the ladies with me. Veronica.
Welcome, Veronica.
It's boy. It's so difficult for me to ask.
Danny boy.
How you doing?
Very well.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Nima got stuck, so we said, we have to grab Veronica. We just miss a breakfast too. But we like the fact that you're always available for us, and we appreciate you.
Well, I have no choice. I know.
Thank you. Out there, Julu in the building.
Yo, let me do like YK. After my birthday.
Yeah.
I think so. So I've been under the weather. I think it was the cold, sort of. So I was scared. I went to the hospital, I did all the checks, I am okay. They said you just need to rest a bit more. Then they gave me my medications for the cough and catarrh. And that's it, And this is Easter, so everybody's got a groove again. So I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. It's Good Friday.
In church today. What are you planning for Easter? Anything interesting? They do free John around this time. Auntie Biola, I have to call her. She said
okay.
Every Good Friday. You don't eat meat today.
Yes.
It's just fish.
Yes, for some Christians, not all. Yeah. We have different doctrines.
Yeah.
But it's a sober, more like a sober reflection time. We are going to be thinking about the death of Christ. Friday was the day he was crucified to resurrect on Sunday. So it's a time where Christians are looking inward, asking themselves about salvation, the work he has come to do on the cross for us. How does it reflect on our lives as Christians? How do we love other people? He gave himself,
That's sacrificial love.
Yes, this message is almost every year on. It's getting lost. Because we just want to celebrate. I think we Christians know it, but some people, the euphoria of the moment is just that excitement.
Taking away the message. And focusing on the celebration itself. But the moment is meant for reflection, like she said. But then it's left to us to ensure that people do not forget the essence of the day celebration.
Fantastic. True. So aside from that, anything else you're doing this weekend?
My kids are home.
Oh, that's good news.
Boarding. Like I feel
miss them so much.
I like to
miss them on your behalf.
I like to form like I am a Don Jazzy. When I saw my son and I hugged him, I was like, I missed him. Go home. I just told my housekeeper anything they want. Give them. My daughter had lost some weight. Some of her outfits were free. And she was like, I think it's good. It's good. Like, girl, it's good. You can't be big,
That's nice.
So the house is full. They're all over me. I'm not even chasing them to their room.
When I want to go to your house. We have meetings today. You're not going anywhere.
No, I'm going to my house.
Hi, Veronica.
I'm good. Plans for the Easter.
Yeah.
Just to spend with extended family.
Okay.
Have fun.
Your house, or you're going over there?
No, I'm going over there.
That's sweet.
Just have time, spend some time with them. They rarely see us every day, so this is the time you can spend time with families and also reflect. Basically.
I know that you have this IG live you do. Is it every day? Or is it on
Friday?
Today. Veronica is a hot Christian.
Yes.
Holy Spirit filled.
Con lashing. So how is that going? You bring in all these pastors to come and pray?
Yeah, I just bring in people to come and talk about. Actually, it is something that God asked me to do from sometime last year, but I didn't kick it off until this year, and it happens every Friday. People come to talk about certain things in the scriptures that people misunderstand. Like you said, the essence of the message of a day like this is lost. So it is basically to remind people of certain things in the scriptures that they need to understand. Some people have misunderstood, misinterpreted. So all of those things, just bringing clarity, ensuring the truth is what is.
Let me ask you a personal question.
Awesome.
Do you have fun? Because for a fine girl like this, you should be having fun. You know, I see you and you think
what do you define as fun?
When I say fun, as in you go out to eat, you hang out with your friends, you laugh, you joke, you know, you just do stuff.
Of course.
But I don't see it though on social media.
I don't post my life on social media. I only post what I want people to see.
You're a private person.
No, I'm a really private person.
Yes. So don't make us that are public people feel bad now.
Okay.
We are public people with us.
Yes, so
I only post what I want people to see.
Yeah, you do have that fun part.
I do have my fun part.
Okay, cool. It's good to know. Just wanted to get to know you a bit better.
What are your plans? Do we have
this weekend? Okay, so today I'm speaking at a church. I'm going to be talking about.
This is the pastor.
No. You see, God is just placing this. You know, I have run away from the microphone for a while because I just felt that let me be sure I have a message.
Yeah,
I don't want to just take it because on TV and just automatically assume that you should be speaking to people. I wanted to be sure that I have something to give. So now I think this year God has also given me that hard. I think I'm ready to speak.
That's
I'm ready to discharge.
Hey, Margaret,
the ordination is coming.
I'm speaking today. I'm also speaking tomorrow at another event in Sheraton. You know, today I'm talking about mothers-in-law. Tomorrow I'm talking about the media and all that. So, you know, come on, check my social media. You get all the details.
Right.
Let's go on a break. It's Friday. There's so much happening. Let's go through the front pages after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right, let's start with the nation. Strike paralyzes hospitals. Kidnapping, banditry, 53 held in Osun, Kwara, and Plateau. Fayemi not planning to take land for ranching, says Monarch. Search begins for Air Force jets missing in Boko Haram action. How plots to extend APC caretaker panel's tenure was stalled. And 5 suspects arrested over attack on Soludo. Okay, which story are we taking?
I think I could take the fighter jets that was lost. So 24 hours after the Nigerian Air Force Alpha jet disappeared in Borno State, there's a rescue mission that has been carried out. They are looking for the jet. There are speculations because the jet actually was, you know, as a support for the on-ground mission going on in the south, the northeast. Yeah. So they lost a connection with the radar after a few hours. I think there are 2 personnel that are on board the fighter jet, and so rescue mission has been going on. There are speculations that it could likely have been bombed down by the Boko Haram, but the PR to the Nigerian Air Force is saying that no, there's nothing like that. They are all on board trying to rescue and find out what really happened about the fighter jets. I pray that they find the jet and they find the missing persons.
Yes, hope so. Now, the former governor of the CBN, Charles Soludo, remember yesterday we took that story where he was in his hometown was attacked and 3 policemen were killed. He scampered for safety. We didn't find him at the time, but now he's back, and he said that he confirmed that the commissioner of police had been abducted, and he also told us that there was a lot of gunfire between 10 and 15 minutes, and it was quite scary, and he's not going to be quick to think that it's a politically motivated occurrence. Let us wait for the investigation, but his heart goes out to those who have lost their lives. It's a really, really sad story that people at that high level said there were actually lots of dignitaries at that event.
Wow.
And people, there were about 1,000 youth in there, and these people came in and started
They were
shooting.
able to single out the commission.
Yeah.
It goes to show the level of insecurity in the country as well.
Really? Okay, so I'm told now that I have to take a quick break because I'm told that Nyma was supposed to be with us this morning, and unfortunately she got stuck, and then she had to take a diversion, which then they got arrested by the task force. She went live this morning on this. We were following her story. I'm told she's been released, but it's important that we know exactly where she is and to be sure she's safe. I'm told that we have her now. Nima, are you there? Hello, Nima, are you there?
Hello, I'm here. Morayo.
Nima, you're live. Nima.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. I can't see her face. Can I please see her face? Yeah, there you go, Nima. So, Nima, tell us exactly what happened.
You said?
Tell us exactly what happened.
I don't have my bag. I've been left stranded here. According to the officer, his name is Ojubele. He says they take him car to Alausa. But a superior has interfered, and they've asked him to bring the car back. But CDC, I don't even know which one. I'm just flustered. I've been harassed, pushed, so all sorts of rubbish this morning.
What happened exactly?
So let's be sure. You did not break any laws. You did not take the one way. There was a diversion that the last mile officials did approve for motorists to take, correct?
Lagos State notices a diversion, link this road, a diversion out here, and that's what I did. I even called last month to confirm if there's a proper diversion for those of us heading towards Mile 2, towards Oshodi from Mile 2, which he confirmed. And I was on that diversion, a short distance to get up off on the bridge. It was Oshodi, so you get up to Mile 2, okay, and then you face Oshodi. That was where I was when he stopped my car. In fact, he had to resort to using a container tank truck to block my car, and then they jumped in. He kept asking, who are you? Who are you doesn't justify anything. This is a road diversion. So what was I supposed to say? I'm Nima so and so. I simply said, I'm a Nigerian. I'm on my way to work. What is the problem? He said, madam, come out of the car. Come out of the car. And then if you see them, they had guns. I asked him, I obeyed, got out of the car. They took over my car, and they told me to get in the back of the car. And then they drove me all the way from Mile 2 to Orile.
Wow.
Past Orile, I was like, this is Orile police station. Where are we heading? Where are you taking me? As soon when I had asked the driver, he refused to say I had to go live on Instagram because I didn't want to be in a kidnap situation I wasn't smart about.
Right.
So I went live. And I can't say to people, I'm somebody that's taking my car, that's supposed to be police or tax force, but they're taking my car now, and they're not telling me where we are headed. So until the man stopped, he came into the CCC yard that constructing the Lamata railway line. He came into that yard at Igomu by the National Theatre, parked the car, and that was when he said to me that we are going to Alausa. I said, this is not Alausa. Alausa is better for me because in Alausa I will see human being. But when you have brought me, my entire life I've been lived in Lagos. I have never been here. You know, this is not Alausa. So we had a confrontation, and we waited for about 15 minutes before his bosses came. When his bosses got here, the man's name is Ojugbele, like I said. The first thing he said to him was, she went live, she did a video. And so that escalated the situation. Wow. The Ojugbele man said to Madam, good morning. You were on the one way. I said, okay, we have already greeted at the one way. If you had stopped me there to ask me why I'm on that road, I would have explained to you I had to divert. But you didn't, so I don't want to say anything to you. He said that's rude of me. I'm being rude to him. Do I know who I'm talking to? He has every authority to take my car to Alausa, and that's what he would do. At a place where there's a proper notified diversion, public diversion notice is standing there till we speak now. Except they go and relocate it. It's there this morning. If I had known, I would have done a live in that traffic. Yesterday, I couldn't do a live. I was concerned about getting to work. Today, I should have done that. Because if I had foreseen this, I would have done that. So now we are here.
So where exactly are you right now? Are you in Alausa?
My phone was for saying I was doing a live video. So I'm here now.
So wait, are you in Alausa now? Or you're still in Igomu?
No. I'm still under the bridge at the in the midst of cars and hoodlums. Okay, I'm still here. Apparently today this is a stop yard. I'm still under the bridge at Igomu.
Nima, please, where is your car?
CCC construction company through their gates into under the bridge. That's where I am now.
Have they released your car? Are they not letting you go? What's the situation? Why are you still there?
Because when the superior called, he said my car had been taken to Alausa, so he has to get it back. That's what he said to the superior because he wasn't speaking to me. When the superior said I should leave immediately, I asked for my car keys and he didn't answer me. Apparently, they wanted to take it somewhere. So he called and said they were heading to Alausa, that they are bringing it back. So I'm still waiting for them. I don't have my bag, but any car that comes first, I've called for a car from the station.
I just hope you find somewhere safe. That place doesn't sound safe at all because while you're waiting for your car, you have to find somewhere safe.
I don't have my car. I only have my phone, and I don't have the mobile hailing taxis app. I only have my phone. My cash, everything is in that bag and in the car, and they've gone with it.
So you can't even go anywhere. Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
All right, so can't go anywhere. So that's why I keep going live. I'm helpless here. I don't have cash, so that's why I keep going live. That's the only resource I have.
All right, so definitely we'll have to do again another story on this because we're going to have to see if we can get a crew to go there to see exactly what happened, where the diversion happened, and where motorists are supposed to pass to forestall this from happening again. We're going to try to follow up on this story, Nima. I feel bad for you, but don't worry, we'll keep tabs with you to be sure that you're safe. Our producers will be on with you to be sure that all is okay. I will monitor your car for you as soon as possible.
I'll be with you, please. Let's be safe.
So, all right. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue the review of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Minister Yinka Egbeyemi, who's going to send a truck to protect her whilst her car is being returned from Laoye to her.
That's cool.
All right, moving on now to the Punch. Federal government threatens NARD as doctors begin strike after agreement. Controversy as customs invade Lagos market, cart away the rice and cash. Headsman machete Ondo female farmer for resisting grazing on plantation. NYSC demands increased troops deployment in orientation camps. INEC targets 20 million new voters. Registration begins June 28th. And Nigerians without NIN risk 14-year imprisonment, says minister. Okay, let's start with the major headline, the doctor strike.
Yes. So
you have that story?
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
On Wednesday, the minister in terms of labor, that's Chris Ngige, had a meeting with the Association of Resident Doctors, and the meeting ran into the night, where what came out of it was a memorandum of action, and it was some sort of agreement that, okay, the doctors would not kick off the strike on Thursday. But the doctors are saying that there's nothing different in the agreement, and so they are going ahead with the strike. And now the federal government is threatening them that you signed an agreement. If you knew you were going to go on strike, you shouldn't have signed an agreement. But the doctors, on their own parties, government has been reneging on its agreement, and so they too are following suit by not, agreeing or adhering to this agreement. And so the back and forth is on. Hospitals are grounded. You see patients, nobody attending to them, and that's the situation on the ground now.
Some patients had to be taken away from the hospitals. Some hospitals try to get consultants to handle patients coming in, but the number of patients, the general hospitals, how they work. But an agreement is an agreement. If you're not okay with the template of the agreement that you have been given to, there's no point signing. They can sue you. You have signed, so you should adhere. And they were supposed to give the federal government 4 weeks to see how they start implementing what they had agreed. So this is just
an MOU. I think they can
it's an MOU.
Okay, I was going to take the story about the young lady, the 37-year-old farmer in Ondo was macheted. She's a farmer, a rice farmer. Her name is Amaka Okafo in Akure, North Local in Ondo State. And what happened was that allegedly by herdsmen, these people came to her farm and tried to get their cattle to graze on her farm. She resisted, and then they used the cutlass on her, the machete on her, and then they slashed her quite a bit, and she was rushed to the hospital. The public relations officer, Mr. Tilio Ikoro, has confirmed the story, and they said they're going to investigate. Thank God she's still alive, and she's recovering from the attack. We're going to talk about the NIN registration.
I can take that in another story. I want to do the customs.
Go ahead, please.
Yes. So the Better Life section of the Cotton Market in Lagos yesterday was raided by the Nigerian customs. So it happened in the middle of the night, Wednesday, in the middle around 1 a.m. They went into different warehouses and they carted away with bags of rice running into hundreds. And some of the stores had physical cash, like a trader was complaining that he had about 1.something million, another one had around 500 and something thousand that they wanted to pay into the bank the next day. And this particular trader, when he heard that something was happening, he ran out with his wife. He was speeding. He said they had already given them that, told them they are not supposed to be selling foreign rice. So he had changed his own business totally. He actually deals with Nigerian rice. And he was trying to explain to the custom people that this is Nigerian rice you're carrying. They were shooting into the air. At some point, he had to hide with his wife so that he doesn't come under. Now, customs is saying, I think the PR is saying that they actually carried out that raid, but they have a right to carry out a raid without a warrant if they suspect that some things are not right according to their laws, but that they will investigate. So if you have a claim that you are actually selling the Nigerian rice or your money was stolen, you should write a report to them and they would investigate.
A similar raid, because you're saying the one you read was in Lagos. This one happened in Oyo State, in Bodija Market. 88 shops were actually raided, and there was a Mrs. Mara Misiaka who was saying that what they did was tantamount to like a daylight robbery, and that that the reason why she deals in foreign rice is because foreign rice is expensive. According to her, she buys foreign rice from Cotonou at 21,000 naira, Well, local rice in Nigeria is 24,000 naira. And she'd rather buy the foreign rice because that one is cheaper for her as a business. So why are they taking away her products and everything? So of course, custom is not hearing it, and they're saying that if you do have rights to claim for the rice, if you think they took the Nigerian rice, come and show them documentation to prove it. Okay, let's move on now quickly. The picture show is what Veronica took earlier concerning the hospital. It's all empty in Punch. Moving on now to Vanguard. Bandits hit Niger again, kill 6 soldiers and policeman. No office is worth even the blood of a chicken, says Soludo. No plan to lift ban on new SIM registration, says federal government. Don't trample on people's rights, so Yinka wants a Motekun core. Digital switch over for FG to rake in $1 billion from spectrum sale, says Lai Mohammed. Apapa gridlock, Lagos Union's parley ends in deadlock, mayhem continues, and that's exactly what Nima just went through today. So this is the ripple effect of this deadlock meeting that they had. Yes,
we did the bandits.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, so in Mina. They said yesterday in Shiroro local government area of Niger State, about 200 bandits, all in AK-47, raided the village, and they were able to cut away with the bikes. They killed about 6 persons. They carried the bikes of the villagers. They operated for over 5 hours in each village without security operatives anywhere to stop them. Nobody came out. Nobody said anything. 5 straight. When they come to this village, 5 hours. They go to another village. They had enough time to play around, kidnap those they wanted to kidnap, kill those they wanted to keep, and nothing is happening. I don't know what our security operatives are doing. I don't know if they are sleeping. See, there's fire on the mountain. Is it till it comes to our doorstep that we understand?
On the doorstep.
There's fire on the mountain. What is happening?
I don't know. I have an issue with the fact that local policing obviously is the way. Local security is the way.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, because where are the vigilante groups? What are they doing? Yes, we know the army cannot be everywhere at the same time, but I feel that's why we have local policing. That's what our lawmakers are supposed to be pushing for. These are things that do overnight.
That's the question. That's the concern for a lot of persons. These lawmakers who are supposed to be representatives of all of these persons who are being killed or being attacked are not speaking, are not looking at all of these issues, looking at alternatives, making amendment to the constitution to ensure that this issue is addressed. And that is the question on the lips of a lot of persons. Governors are also not also pushing or pressurizing these people to also address it in that same light, which is a concern for a lot of Nigerians.
I think
why are they there?
I think they're not moving as fast as we expect them to move.
Are they moving at all?
That's another question. Then I also think that we have a few vigilantes who are meant to work. They're not licensed to have carry guns. These people come with AK-47. Are you going to go?
That's where legislation.
That's why we need legislation to change. You see,
that's where legislation comes in.
See, there's some times I can remember there was a time. I'm trying to remember when the Kiri was saying something about we can actually do this thing within 8 or 7 days. If we really want to. If we all come together and say, listen, we need to change this legislation where every state, we need to restructure. Security obviously has to be localized totally and completely because the army, they are unable to be everywhere at this time.
In fact, in a democracy, it's not the army that is supposed to handle internal security. It's supposed to be the police. But so there has to be a lot of...
let's move on to another story. I was going to talk about the digital switchover. So
go ahead.
There was an event recently where the minister, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, was saying that $1 billion is likely to be baked in from the telcos. So according to them, once broadcasters switch over to digital from analog, the spectrum that they are going to be vacating will be available for sale to the telecoms, who can then use that. And the value of that spectrum is about $1 billion. I'm hoping they will buy it. I hope they do, but hopefully, I know that MTN have bought 30 billion some spectrum at some point. But the truth is that they've done the pilot phase in a few states, Plateau states, and I think Abuja. They're going to launch in Lagos very soon, and that's a major launch for them. And we're hoping that when it happens, we can begin to reap the benefits of this.
Is it going to increase our network? Because we have an issue with data.
It will increase our broadband, so you want to do more with it. So we will see.
And pay more, hopefully.
Okay, let's move on. Daily Sun, maybe our last paper. Phone users without NIN to spend 14 years in jail. Shango will strike you if you misuse your uniform. You Shoyinka wants Amotekun. That's the language Nigerians understand.
I'm telling you.
Appeal court quashes 2.1 billion naira fraud charges against Beecee. Ebonyi massacre, we won't tolerate this, vows Nwanyanwu. Okay, which story are we taking? Let's say with the major headline.
The NIN, yes. So the federal government is warning that those who are yet to obtain their NIN will risk 7 to 14-year jail term. And they are also not lifting the ban on new SIM registration because they realize that most of those SIMs were registered haphazardly, so a lot of crimes were able to be committed using different SIMs by criminals. And so the NIN is even more important than your SIM registration right now, because for you to buy land, for you to get your voters registration, any major transaction has to go through. You must have your NIN. But experts are saying, why do you want to punish people for 14 years for not having an NIN? That's not how to go about it. You're supposed to give information, keep giving information to people.
The minister is saying it is constitutional. That's what he said.
They even had another constitution against it. So you do not punish people for a crime that they have not committed. It's not a crime. It should pass through the National Assembly before it becomes a law.
According to the minister, this is a security issue. You know, yes, there's an economic factor, but what's more important is security. So about 189 million have SIMs, of which 150 million have already registered. The others are having registration issues. Hopefully they resolve it as soon as possible. That becomes extremely important. In a related story, INEC is also saying that because the INEC is under pressure to also require NIN before voter registration, but they're saying by law it's not required by the INEC law. The Electoral Act does not require it. When the electoral stage, you have to have your birth certificate and a few other data. That NIN is just one of the requirements. However, it cannot be used as the singular requirement to register, and registration starts June 28th. You see all your answers, all your shouting. June 28th, that is when you go and register.
2022.
Yes,
continues to continue. So people can
let us check INEC. Let them know. These people came out too, because all that your demonstration and the answers, you are not benefiting until you come out to register. Then they know that yes, you exist. Right now,
if they mistakenly make this digital, that's when they will know the power. I'm telling you, and they know that's why they are holding on to that part. They don't want to digitalize it. Digitalize it. Let us come out.
Anyways, we're just hoping that Nigerian youth will just put them
take advantage.
Because you can see on social media.
What do you say about that 14-year jail term for NIN registration?
I have understood the benefits of a social security number. I have understood the importance of I don't know what they use in the UK, some number, but I know social security in the US, and I know how important it is, how everything comes to it. So 14 years is
how do we make use of our data?
We are fixing it. In the past, we haven't done well. But I'm hoping, it's not good to defend government because these people, they always just fall your hand. But I'm hoping that with this NIN number, we can begin to have better tracing.
BVN. Exactly, we have BVN.
This BVN is now even secondary. But NIN is more important. This country, anyway. I never just have a benefit of a doubt. But NIN will be the last bus stop on issue of data registration for citizens, and won't have to go through this process again. We're hoping that fingers crossed, because this is Nigeria. You'd say one thing that they'll do tomorrow, they just flip over you. Let's go on a break. It's Friday. So much gist to gist. But we have to also keep up with Nyma to be sure she's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, today is Good Friday, the Holy Week for Christian faithfuls, and where we observe and we reflect, as we said earlier. This is the time of the year where we remember the sacrifice that Christ has made. So, and because of that, we're going around to ask people, how is this year going to be different for you on Easter? What exactly are you going to do on this year's Easter? So we have a clip of Nigerians telling us what their plans are this season. Watch this.
Well, we thank God for life, that we are alive. Many people saw the beginning of this year, but they couldn't see today. So we thank God for the life, for the gift of life. Even though economy is not really conducive, but we thank God for the gift of life. So I'm going to be with my family. I'm a homely person. I want to be with my family, you know. Of course, thank God, go to church, cook, and have a nice time.
We'll cook in my house, celebrate, and have fun. because of especially the economic situation of the country right now, you know, you don't have to be told to cut your coats according to your size. Yeah, well, it's just to give glory to God and to be safe. You know, avoid a large crowd gathering and all that, and give glory to God in your own way.
I'm grateful for my family, my loved ones, and those who stood by me when I'm in need or in trouble. I want to spend time with them and have fun with them. Like, yeah, that's it.
I want to thank God for life. I want to thank God for family, for health, for everything that God has committed into my hands. So all glory to God. How do I intend to celebrate Easter? With my loved ones.
Let me say I'm a Muslim, so I'm going nowhere. Just stay indoor, enjoy myself and all that.
My Easter, I'm going to spend it with my family. Yes, I'm going to spend with my loved ones, thanking and praising God for what He has done for us since the beginning of this year. Of course, we are going to eat and drink, but we are also going to be conscious of the fact that it is a gift to enjoy these things and not sorrow added to it.
I stay my.
Interesting. So that's what Nigerians generally are doing. But you know, I've not even thought about cooking or buying food or something. Someone was asking me yesterday, Morayo, should I buy turkey or chicken? I'm thinking, I didn't even know it was because of Easter. I was asking as a guy, what do I think?
It didn't seem like it was the period.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like it. So, and I said, buy chicken. I said, but it's festive season. I said, oh, that's true. Buy turkey. I said, but the point is that, are we in that festive mood? Because, you know, the idea is, this is Easter. Abroad, they do Easter egg hunt. Kids go out, their colors, their bunnies, their eggs, their chocolates, there's stuff around. And here we're just...
I think the pandemic has changed a lot of things when it comes to celebration. People are now very conservative. And because of the ripple effect of the pandemic as well, talking about purchasing power of everybody, you have to think twice before you spend these monies. Now, a lot of people also lost their jobs. You are just thinking, Nigerians have to look at how they can manage. Yes, we are going to celebrate, but in that conservative way where we are not making a lot of noise and all of it, because we're looking at, okay, after Easter, what's next?
What next?
That is
school resume. School fees is around
the corner.
Right.
About my husband screen grab. He sent the school fees. Now screen grab and sent to me. Okay, so what am I supposed to do with it? No, he has paid it.
Okay.
Now the receipt. Now sent to me.
You keep it on record.
Just so I know that it has
that is working.
I just pray for you. God bless you. It's not easy, but
it's not.
So I think celebrations are different across the globe. So the white people always have a way of, you know, going overboard with their celebrations. It's not even about how much they spend. It's about the little things they do. They know how to wrap the tiny gifts. They know how to come out and play games and all of that. And the basic thing this period is about family. So everybody wants to come together with their loved ones and share whatever it is that they have and pray and all that. And for Easter celebration, it's even better because we have Friday to Sunday. You know, every Sunday
to Monday.
Yes, but there is a church, is a weekend. So if you don't have so much, just go to church, just pray your way through, and Sunday you wrap it up with resurrection. Come home, eat rice and stew. You cannot kill yourself. Rice and stew.
Now, days like this, I wish I was going to an Orthodox church because they take this thing serious.
Yeah,
they take Pentecostals. It's normal, you know, just do.
They're fasting for 40 days, and this is ending.
Oh my goodness! I wish I was like a Methodist or Anglican or Catholic.
You can join them. The doors are open.
No, as in I'll just go there to eat.
Exactly.
But I would like to visit that kind of church because there'll be gifts and there'll be celebration. You feel that energy. My family, like my neighbors, just like my aunts now anyway. So they used to go to a Baptist church. Oh, I used to love it during this time because they plan it well. You know, Pentecostals, we just water down everything.
As in, I miss my grandmom. I grew up in Cherubim and Seraphim. So this period there.
Oh, those ones too.
We would have gone to the mountain a few days back. We would take honey, there are fruits, there's bread, there's food, there's, you know, the prayer, the incense. Oh, like I miss.
You know,
life changes. It's in stages, so all of it. So, but then when you still look at everything, there's some level of everybody is trying to look inwards right now. Because the pandemic has taught us that family is important.
God bless you.
Family.
So it is
the
now,
most
okay,
important
everything,
thing.
whatever it is we're doing is within the family
The
circle.
most
Let's be
important
with
thing.
my family. Because like some would always say, nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing.
That is what the pandemic has taught us. So
Thank you. You
right
hit the nail
now-
on the head, because you see that there's really nothing out there.
Nothing out
It's
there.
just family. It's
Yeah.
just you, the family, those who love you, those who you love. All right, so we just wish you guys the best this season and make the best of it. And as Veronica said, look within. Don't think the fun is out there. The fun is actually within the family. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we try to talk about some hot topics from the celebrity kingdom, this Nollywood kingdom. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have a few topics we would like to talk about, but because I have Beecee and Veronica in the building, I thought, it was important to bring back the Davido story, because I would like to hear your views on it. Because yesterday we touched on it a bit, because the news is out there. We know that there was an introduction between Davido and Nyma. We know that many people thought since 2017 this was the woman. So we all kind of accepted that that is Davido's woman. So recently, all these pictures of him kissing and hugging and with all sorts of people got some of us, people like me, a bit bothered and disturbed.
Chama's aunties.
Some of Chama's aunties, disturbed. And yesterday, so we expressed our views, and especially myself, Nima, and others. But since you're not around, I'd like to even hear your thoughts on it, because the end conversation is, where does a woman draw the line? As a young person, do you think that it's okay for you to stay with a man even though you have a child with him, regardless of all the issues? Or do you say, no, this is not for me? Because that's what the Western world is teaching our young girls. So which is it? Which one should we go by? Do we go by the traditional way of saying, okay, I'll stay with him regardless? Or say, you know what, it's my life, I'm out of here? Let me come to you, Beecee.
There's a prayer I always make, and I say, may God give us children that have sense. It's very important. So because see, you can only train to the best of your ability as a parent.
Yeah.
But you will not follow that child outside.
Of course.
You can influence a bit depending on the type of child, but you cannot insist on this is right for you.
It's her decision.
Yes, it's her decision. As she becomes an adult, every decision she decides to take, there's a consequence for it. So, and we should be prepared to live with the consequences of our actions. Now, where I come from, if introduction is not marriage, you are on the same level with a girlfriend. The difference now is that they just came to say, okay, now here they stay. That's the difference. You are still on the same level. Where I come from, if your father does not collect, even if it's 15 naira, in my place it's 15 naira, they don't collect that 15 naira. There's no covering to protect you. Marriage is sort of a covenant and a covering that protects you if anything goes wrong. And we know that even in marriage, things go wrong. And the women are left like that. Now, with marriage, you now have like a legal backing to fight for your rights. But when there is no exchange of 15 naira, you are on the same level as side chick, baby mama, whatever it is. Now, I heard just before this one happened that this particular person abandoned school to follow man. The day I heard it, I felt, that was when I started praying that prayer, God, please do not give me children that don't have sense. You can still have it and finish have your own life.
It's meant to be a platform.
Yes. Use the platform you have with the relationship and the fact that he's a celebrity and all of that, but still have your own thing. Anything can happen. You should be left with something. Be your own woman. Be your own. I heard she was supposed to do one cooking something. Till today I've not seen no. And I'm wondering, so how does she think? Does she think a child can keep a man like that? No, it can't. These people are flukes. Right. They see you, they go to different countries, they see this one, they like you, and they follow you.
Okay, I hear you, but I'll come to you, Veronica. I hear what you're saying, that once you get married. But from my own place too, once you have and they've introduced you, the family, you carry your grandpapa left house to come and say, this is the person, this is the apple I have seen. There is some kind of commitment, some level. Yes, it's not yet legal, but there's some level of commitment to that. This is the person. So we have identified with you. So it's stronger than just, you're not on the same level with the girlfriend.
May I yab you a bit before you come in? I want to yab your from your own place. That's why they don't value your own people. Check the way they treat them. They get them cheaply, and so they treat them cheaply. If you work hard to get your woman, you will value.
Before you cross fight, because I will fight you. But how, Veronica, do we hold our men responsible for their actions? Also, yes, the girl, according to you, maybe she shouldn't have, but the man too goofed, don't you think?
He's a man in Nigeria.
Veronica, let me go ahead.
You mentioned something earlier that I would like to begin from. Where do you draw the line? You draw the line from the beginning. You set your standards clear. And that stems from a point of knowing who you are. Okay. If you don't know who you are, you will take anything. You are just like a trash can. Anything is thrown at you, thrown into you, and that's it. What was the standard she laid for herself? Did you tell this person that this is the line? If you are not going to marry me, this is it. This is how far we can go. You draw the line from the beginning. Make your standpoints clear, such that if he's not comfortable, he goes. Who is bearing the brunt now?
But there's a child involved.
Hang on. We have seen from people's experiences that children do not hold a lot of men.
Thank you.
It's just a connection. She's not the first. It's just a connection. You draw the line first. What foundation are you even laying for that child? If she had drawn the line from the beginning, that okay, if you don't do this for me, then she begins to take certain steps. And if the guy truly wants to stay committed, then he would have gone ahead.
Let me tell you something.
Right? So, ensuring he is held accountable right now. You can't hold him to account for anything.
Because Veronica, men should start being responsible for their actions.
Yes, be responsible for your action, just as the lady is supposed to be responsible for her actions as well. They are both adults. She chose this path, so she's bearing the brunt. If there is a brunt for her,
anyway, she can be okay. So let me even give you this thing. So there was something I learned growing up. I don't even know how I learned it, but I just realized that the best time to sustain the interest of a man to be able to take you to the altar is when he's so in love with you. When he's, and the way they showed us this love was like, I can't breathe without this woman. That was the time to have said,
altar,
marry me. That was the time. Because the way that love was, you don't let the love cool down. And then you are not coming back to.
In fact, know what his plans are.
Exactly. At that time that all he wanted was you. Everywhere on stage, he will present you. He did a song for you. You don't marry me, finish now. We will just enter one court and go and do it first. Then we can now start sorting our parents and all of that. So, see, for me, I don't know how to tell young women to be smart. The world does not really favor women, especially in a patriarchal society. So women need to be twice as smart as their male counterpart. He can do. Who wants to arrest him now for breaking your heart or carrying somebody else? Nobody. Even if he had married you and decides to bring another person, nobody. It's okay. Traditionally, it's okay. Culturally, it's okay. He can have as many. Even Solomon in the Bible, how many he married? He can have as many as
possible. Are we not trying to see? That's my worry.
I'm just telling you. That's my worry.
Let me make a point. 1 second we want to be Western, emancipate the woman, don't take this nonsense. The next second we want to be African man, allow them. I told Solomon, which one do you want? Are we building a new narrative where men are equally responsible for their actions?
Okay, so men are responsible, but who will hold them responsible? Till we get to that point where society holds them responsible, wouldn't you advise the young girls to be smart?
That's it. A woman has to create her standards. You know that if you are coming into my space, this is it. And if you cannot stand it, get out. That is what it is. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So if you want to be with
Don't be afraid to let go.
So when women begin to set their standards, the men will be responsible.
But that standard you are setting, do not say you are very foreign. That is how all these whites. Very soon the Peter Deches.
So should you be trampled on the ground because you want to accept everything?
So what I'm asking, lady, is that this young lady was in love. The man was in love,
right?
And he told the world, "This is my woman." Now, shouldn't us, society, hold him accountable that, listen, this is the woman you told us, and we have accepted her wholeheartedly?
But you know he has a right.
He has changed his mind.
He has a right, but you see, for the sake of this little boy, that this girl has birthed.
Is this the first child he has now? Thank you.
This is not the first child he has.
Those little girls, what happened to those ones?
But we've seen the precedents now. There was another guy that has like maybe 3 or 4 baby mamas. Did you not bring all of them back into this? That we finally married one. And then created a family structure.
This one we mature into it. He hasn't matured into it. Let's not rush this man. He's a young man.
He's not yet ready to
settle a young man. Yeah.
That is what it is. It's not yet ready to
take responsibility. Not ready. What should our sister? So I'm advising our dear sister. What should she do at this point?
Focus on herself. Build herself. Build her capacity. Build her career. Build something out of the experience. Such that you can transfer it to the next generation, whatever it is. That's how you impact people, such that they don't take the steps or make the mistake you made.
I think you should focus on going back to school, have a certificate or whatever, then build value. I think, I don't know her up close, but seeing her, I think she has so much to give to the world. She needs to work on that. She needs to build value. See, there's a way she will build value. That guy will come back and say, you see that marriage structure, I want to build it with you. Forget about all those other people. I want to settle with you. She should focus on herself.
Me, I feel that every other woman should just reject him. Say, you know what, go back
for
to
waiting.
Yes, now if he comes to you, say, honey,
Morayo,
go back to him. I will wait him. Because he has publicly told us that this is his woman.
How many you do we have in the
That's all we can take on this. I wanted to hear your views on this. Thank you, ladies, for helping us thrash this. Let's go. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we reached out to Nyma and we've been told that she's gotten her car back and she's safe. So I think she'll be heading home or we'll find out where she is. But for now, I'm told that she's well. So those of you that are asking of Nyma is fine.
She's fine. We thank
now, moving on to the other topic. Now, we saw a story online that caught our attention. And was a single young lady that was saying that she wants to wait until she has a decent job, a well-paying job, before she makes that decision into marriage. And the reason is because she doesn't want to go in there without having something handy with her. And it now reminds me the fact that many of our ministers or preachers or even counselors advise that women don't enter marriage without a job. Well, have something of your own. A woman must have something of her own. Now, with this preaching and admonition, young girls are saying, even though there's a man coming to me to say he wants to marry, I would rather say no at this time because I don't have a job yet. My question therefore is that a right advice at this time? Should young ladies back in the day be willing to go into relationships without anything, or should they build their career first? Which is it? Because this young lady is now saying that they've come to me, but I have refused to accept because I don't have a job yet. Is that the right thing?
Personally, I do not think anybody is empty. We all have something. You may not have found what you have, but you have it. So you just need to look deeply. You may not have a physical job, but you have ideas. You want to probably run a business. You have ideas to probably grow something. You may not have started, you may not have the funds to start, but there's something brewing in you that you know you can give. So looking at the value that you have, some values are intrinsic and it's going to take a while to be able to come out. But do you now wait till you have actualized, you have brought about your value, everybody now sees it before you marry? The point is, some women have said, I want to have something before getting into marriage. And they focused on just the career and the business. And when they were ready, they felt, okay, I have enough now. I have my own house, I have my own car, I have this. I can now go into marriage. They didn't see husband. And they are heading away from their 40s into their 50s right now. I have 2 friends like that. So I wouldn't personally advise you to wait till you have a certain amount of money in your account or you are doing a very fantastic job before you get married. You can do both. You know who you are. You know the potentials you have. What I would advise against is anybody marrying somebody who is lazy, who does not make any effort, who just wants to wake up, eat, and sleep. But if you have somebody who maybe she has not started showing signs of what she has, but you see she's making effort, she's going for the job interview, she's writing this, she's doing this exam, she's doing that, you know that value is going to come out of this. You can marry.
But Beecee, but these same men will say you're a liability. If you haven't found yourself, if you haven't decided, if you've not found your purpose, you've not found that business idea, you're still in that, you're still thinking about what you want to do, they'll call you that girl is a liability. And you want to get, so that the point therefore is that how do you know when to take that decision? What should you go ahead or just restrain yourself from getting married?
The marriage is relative when it comes to what you want to achieve with it at the end of the day. For some person, the Bible, sorry, I have to bring the Bible.
It's okay.
It says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. Means that it is not just any woman, but a wife. And when she comes into your life, certain things begin to happen. Things change and all of that. Now, perhaps the person in question, being the lady, has not found herself. She feels she doesn't have that capacity, the wife capacity. And she feels, I need to develop that capacity before I get into marriage, before I get committed.
So I can be of favor, so he can find favor.
So I can be of favor to the man that I am getting married to, and my children on the long run. Now, the men, on the other hand, some say, oh, I can, carry on with this, I can take up this responsibility. Our mothers of old, what did they have before they even got married?
But we need them to have the energy to go to the farm.
They had the energy to farm and all of that. Some men at the time did not even want the women to do anything but to raise kids, their children. And that's what it is. Yes, the economy is changing. Yes. Things are changing. The environment is changing. But what do you want to achieve with your marriage? That is very
positive, Veronica, because I want to take Auntie on. All the marriage counselors we have. You see, I go back to these contradictory messages and admonitions we hear from either coaches, marriage counselors,
understanding what you are hearing.
Let me be sure.
Because they will tell you it's down to you.
Yes. I'm telling you what they've told many young ladies.
Okay.
Listen, you are a young person. Have your own thing. Have your own car. Be an independent woman. And so when you be busy doing your thing, so he will find you
in the
doing that thing.
The question is, why do you even want to get married?
Exactly.
Sorry? Why do you want to get married?
Because it's the next phase of your life. But the point is, I feel we get mixed messages from people. A young girl is saying that because I don't have it all yet, I'm not going to go get into marriage. She has suitors, but she has refused to accept because because counselors and coaches
and pastors add them. You must add them to this.
Said that you must have something. So our question is to talk. My comment now is to you. What do you tell her at this time?
Okay, so I already explained having something. It doesn't have to be physically ready for you to have something, but anybody who is looking to marry you should see potential, should see that this person is hardworking. I want to give myself as an example. When I finished school and I got a job, I was just I think 2-3 months into the job when I got married. I didn't have anything. The only thing I carried to my husband's house was the car I won as a beauty queen in 2006. That was the only thing I carried to husband's house.
Something.
But I didn't have any money in my account. There was nothing. But he looked at me and knew that I could build something. He had tried me to see that this person can nurture something. She's intelligent. She's constantly reading. She's constantly working. She's not lazy. She will grow something. A man that loves you, that identifies potential, will help you grow your potential. Everything I am today, my husband helped me grow it. Would he have said I won't marry her because she doesn't have 1 million in her account? He would have lost out a wonderful wife like me today. So
would you say it's a lazy man that would say that a woman doesn't have any is a liability? Because
but there are women that are liabilities.
They have women. So how would
wish that
there are women who are liabilities, but a woman like that, she didn't want to enter the marriage as a liability. She wanted to have something, but she tried and nothing came. So should she have waited till she achieved before getting
now
this?
my
That's the
issue
question.
is, what was the conversation she had with the man? Marriage is communication, as it is often said. What was the conversation you are having with the man? Did she trust where she is even supposed to? Okay, maybe she had seen that if I enter, I go so far. I need to gather something before I go in. Now we do not have full details of all of that. Perhaps that was why she withdrew. The man yes was saying, okay, come, we'll work things out. But she has seen. I'm not sure. The way you're still
I just remember right now, there's a guy. I'm going to mention his name. His name is Luke.
Hey,
he wanted my hand in marriage. I remember, I will never forget Mr. Luke. When he said I got married in conversation, he came to my mother's house. He came and he got a black jacket. He sat there. I remember him very clearly. His face is very oblong face like this. Hey, Luke, see me. Look, he said that he wants to marry Morayo. My mother said, really? So do you have a job? He said, no. Is there something you're working on? No. Okay. My mother said, was even bold. How do you plan to take care? No, we'll pray and fast together. Jesus! And then I was jobless. Me, I didn't have any. I was no work. My mother looked at me, looked at the guy. So both of you pray and fast. He said, yes, ma'am, we'll pray and fast and God will provide. I said, okay. That's a lazy man. She stood up. She just went upstairs. And left me and her, me and the guy in the living room, just out of respect. She don't want to say anything. Then the guy now left, said, Auntie, I hope you're not thinking, of course not, now this one. Because in his own mission, that I will marry you, even though you are jobless, you
talk us to sit home and be kabashing.
I will kabashing, and God will just bless us. So, in that kind of situation, if I were in that, no, but that's a lazy man, but if I was a woman, maybe at that moment I said, okay, I might like you, but I want to go and have a job
because
first.
What I am seeing, you need to get something.
Yeah, so I need to go and get a job first before I can get it. So maybe that's the situation here. She likes the guy, but she feels like he will go suffer.
Because she still said she would love to attend his wedding.
That's true.
That's if he finds a wife. That's if he finds a wife. Well, that is a man will always find a wife. Forget it. There are those who will
say that
gladly.
I know some single men that are still working in the streets of Lagos.
It's because they are not ready to find one.
But they don't have the capacity. Women these days are becoming smart. You don't want to get into a house that you will suffer. You don't want to get into a house that you will be disrespected. Right. See, even if you are still sorting yourself out. Two of you cannot be sorting yourself out at the same time. That's hunger. And that kind of marriage, Morayo, if I don't buy like 16 children, there won't be any job. She will just be from bedroom to bedroom.
Bottom line
so you take tweets, Beecee.
Okay, let me look for tweets.
Go ahead.
For me, bottom line is, what do you want to achieve with your marriage? Some persons will see, okay, we can work things out. We can build ourselves. Everybody started from somewhere. All of us did not have everything at the beginning. So, but where we are now, we are not where we used to be. It's growth. So you can decide to work with the man. Both of you build yourselves. And then if you see that he don't go pay you, you go suffer, you go hungry,
just work
you take off.
It's okay to work out.
All right, we have to take I don't know why our phone lines have not come through yet, but let us take a few tweets before we wrap up.
Okay, Omoyoma Emmanuel says, Davido and Chioma didn't define their relationship, did they? Besides, they are just boyfriend and girlfriend. They both owe each other nothing. Chioma's father can't sue Davido because he didn't promise her marriage, did he? The child they have belongs to Chioma's father by tradition. Right. He also says, Davido and Chioma are no kids. They went into a relationship as partners. Davido marketed Chioma as a good chef. Chioma added to Davido's music as a perfect lover. Every stage he mounted, people wanted to see Chioma, and he gave them that for rating. Flo Show says, I wish all young women can listen to Obiajuli's advice on marriage. Arrest him to marry when he's drunk in love with you. After that, the love reduces. Men are naturally polygamous. Women prefer monogamy. Know that and know peace.
I wish we had a lawyer here. You know, Chioma should have a stake in that assurance song.
Did they sign any?
Did they sign any agreement?
No. Did they call her name? Chioma. She should be able to sue him.
But can she prove that she's a Chioma?
She's the only Chioma.
Did you not see her face in the video?
No, it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean.
You need evidence.
No. It doesn't mean. I need to get a lawyer on this matter, please. Choma, we are collecting our money.
Choma's
what nonsense. Yes, so we are collecting our money because we are our wife. We are in fact, we don't know anything. She's an Iyawo already. Forget it.
It's okay.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll bring in our celebrity guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Yes, we're back. So it's Friday. We can't but have our celebrity in the house. So today, staying with us is Nikki Laoye. She's a multi-award-winning soul singer, radio host, humanitarian, and entrepreneur. She's a social entrepreneur. She's fondly called the small one with the big voice. The urban contemporary inspirational artist, renowned for her eclectic music expressions with the fusion of R&B, rock, soul, gospel, pop, hip-hop, the impact of gospel music in the industry and society at large. She is Nikki Laoye in the building. Good to have you,
Nikki.
So before we go into your work in the gospel industry, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this hot topic we had earlier about the fact that young ladies are now thinking they should have a good job before they make that decision into marriage because they don't want to become a liability. Now, do you think this is the right thing for young people to do, or should they still go into it without anything because, hey, they're in love? What do you think?
Yeah, man. The way the world is right now, I definitely believe everyone should have their own money, their own business, whatever it is that you're doing at this time for yourself, because everyone is actually putting all hands on deck when it comes to families right now. The truth is, at this point in time, you really can't leave everything to your husband, especially because with the way school fees, everything is going on the rise, rent and all of that. I think it's good for women to have something so you can also help to chip in at home. And at the same time, it just gives you this sense of joy, and independence when you can take care of yourself or take care of some things or help your husband to take care of some things at home. So I do believe it's very important at this time. Everyone should have something that they're doing.
Okay, Nikki, let me ask you. So if you have a brother who wants to marry a young girl and that young girl does not have a job, maybe she's just out of school, but she has some good business ideas, she's pitching, she has some jobs that are coming her way, but she's still interviewing for a good one. Would you advise your brother not to marry because she doesn't have it tangible yet?
Oh, not at all. Like you said, it depends on what she's doing. If she, at that point in time, has her own business idea, something that she's doing, but it must be obvious that she's doing something.
No, she doesn't have
it's very important at this time that you don't just have a liability at this time. Yeah.
She doesn't have.
Yeah. You said?
Nikki, she doesn't have the business yet, but she has the business plan. She's not a lazy person, but it just hasn't worked out. That's where she is.
I start the business plan and my brother can help her to start the business. Why not now? That's another thing too. Okay. If she has something that she can start off with, and if my brother is willing to help her to start, why not? The most important thing is that she must be willing to do something or to have something she's trying to achieve in her life.
What of this angle? So a young lady wants to actually have something. She gets to start a career and she's building. She feels that right now she cannot get into marriage because she doesn't have saved enough for this new this new phase of her life. So she's building her career steadily. But as she's building, she's refusing to get married because the people that are coming around, she just felt that, listen, these ones, they don't have enough, they don't have that kind of the kind of revenue to match up what she is. So she's still building and building. Would you advise a young lady, as you are building, still look? Because what is it is saying that the man must have something. If not, I cannot because I need to work. So do you think a woman might continue working, and forget that there's a part of her that might want to get married at some point? What do you think? How would you advise a woman at that point?
Well, what I would say is definitely everyone knows what they want to achieve in life. For a lady to have made up her mind and say, oh, I actually want this type of guy, she definitely knows that this is the kind of man she wants. She doesn't want a man that at the end of the day she will start disrespecting because he does not have money, does not have this, and that is why let me wait small till I find the kind of person that I want. Because the truth, at the end of the day, there's no point in rushing anything when it comes to marriage or relationships. Take your time to find that kind of person you want. The truth is that they are out there. The kind of person that everybody wants is out there. So for a lady to want that kind of guy, she knows the reason why. She understands herself and she just wants to make sure that he's the right kind of person. She just wants a working man. Some people just want that. Nikki, everybody just wants different things.
Yeah, you're a bad girl like me. What are your thoughts on this? Because my sisters from the southeast here, they are just acting as if
Nikki knows me.
That Choma was wrong or something. But as me, I told them, Nikki, that the fact that we've been introduced, Choma, they've met her family concerning the videos matter. That even though she's not yet wife, family have met now. There should be some kind of a commitment on the part of the video, and we should also hold him to that commitment and put a family meeting to set him straight. Are you okay? I left my house to come and introduce myself to this family, and you're telling me rubbish. So don't you think that should be done?
Well, the truth about this Davido and Choma situation, the truth is that it's only those two people that can answer the question. Right. It's only those two people that can tell you right now what exactly is going on. Are they still together or not? But the truth is, right now on this matter, we've not even heard from the two of them. None of them is actually saying anything. So we really don't know if they're still together or not. Is it a publicity stunt? Nobody really knows. And the truth is that it's only these two people that can answer. And that's why I'm a little bit like, when I saw everybody going crazy all over social media about this, I'm like, you guys, it is not our business, in quote, let me put it that way. I understand that, because Davido had put this relationship out there in front of all of us. Everybody feels like they have a stake in this. But the truth is, I think everybody should just be patient and wait for the two people to say something about this.
But if it is true, can Davido be held responsible for perhaps something?
You don't know the thing.
Yes, something, because he introduced
That's the thing, we don't even get to true. Because who knows, are they still together? Are they not? Because if they're not together and he has started off another real relationship, he has every right to do that. So that's why I'm saying that we really don't know, so we can't even say because we don't really know. It's the two of them that really know.
We know we really don't know, but we are going by the information we have. Anyway, Shami, if I was Davido's sister, multiple family meeting. Yes, like
is it that serious?
Yes.
Who will listen to you?
You know how serious this is. This is choking me because I took that girl as my
Morayo not buy market.
I'm not particularly disturbed because I'm not particularly disturbed because I'm like, until the two of them speak, I really can't say, Davido is bad.
We understand you,
I really
Nikki.
don't know. So that's what I'm not.
We know you're a celebrity. You want to play safe. We understand you're a celebrity. You're in the industry. We understand.
I actually do love. So I'm just like, okay, well, at the end of the day, they'll let us know what's happening when they're ready to. Because it's their private life. So maybe that's why they feel like they don't owe anybody any explanation. I don't know. But the truth is, I'm sure very soon we'll know what the real thing is.
All right. So let's come to your career. How is the industry, the gospel music industry right now? There's a lot of online activity. There aren't lots of concerts like before. How has it been for you since COVID, and what things have you been doing to remain relevant within this industry?
Well, I won't lie, this COVID really hit us bad, especially we artists. A lot of us depend on live performances and all of that, so we don't really get as much bookings as before. But basically, I love what all gospel artists are trying to do now. A lot of people now have been pushed to do a lot more stuff online, so more virtual concerts. Like, I just got back from the UK, and I know right out there I got to do some live concerts, virtual concerts. So everybody's just ensuring that they're keeping the content running, despite the fact that there are no events or no bookings like that. You can see this whole Easter period, unlike before, all of us will be somewhere, but right now everything is a little bit cool and calm. If anything is happening at all, people are performing from home or it's pre-recorded. So the truth is that everyone is just at this time just creating content. I think that's what a lot of artists are just doing at this point in time, to create more content while we wait for things to get a lot better and for more events and more opportunities to perform live. Although there's some live concerts going on in some places, as in physical concert out of Lagos. I know a lot of things like that have been happening. So, but the truth is, like, someone like me, I've been recording, shooting videos and doing a lot, keeping myself busy, at the same time running my own business, because now you can't be depending on music alone in Nigeria. We know that one by now.
You understand.
So how has it been? How has it been? Nikki, if you can hear me, how has it been adjusting to the new normal, as we often say?
It's actually been a lot, especially for almost the whole of last year. I was stuck in the UK on lockdown for 7 months. I couldn't come home. So being there for that long, I saw how crazy it was for this new normal. That is, you cannot walk anywhere without a mask on. As you can't enter a store, you can't go anywhere without your mask. Even to enter the train, you can't just go anywhere else. You'll be fined. If they find you just entering the train anyhow, police would actually stop you and say, where are you going to? So everything just kind of changed on all. Even though right now things are getting better, especially in the UK. In Nigeria, and then in the UK, it's like, you people are enjoying Nigeria. It's as if nothing is happening back home. At least I give God thanks for the fact that I know there's COVID around, but God just loves us so much in Nigeria that, it's actually very minimal in Nigeria. At least God has been protecting us that much. But out there, it's just not that easy anymore. Especially having to wear a mask. You can't just go into anybody's house. You can't just go visiting. It's a lot. But at the same time, we all just need to keep on being safe, because whether we like it or not, I know a few people, friends and people that I love dearly, that have actually passed away from this virus right here in Nigeria as well. So everyone just needs to be very, very careful and stay safe.
All right, let's go on a quick break, Nima. Nikki, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we still have our guest Nikki Laoye in the building. Nikki, are you still there?
Of course I'm here. Where am I going?
Yes, all right, Beecee had a question.
Hi, Nikki. I know you're a veteran now. You're like our mama when we joined the industry, so we know you very well. But I've noticed that there's this sort of stereotype when it comes to singing gospel music, where people expect gospel to sound a certain way. And I'm happy that you're doing something alternative, but it's not just you are very few, I can count, handpick people who adopt your style of gospel. How best do you think you can reach out to young people who feel they can sing gospel the way you do and the way a few other people do, but they are not encouraged by the local churches? They just want you to come down and bring down the Spirit immediately and speak in tongues inside your music and call Jesus died 15 times. How do you encourage those people not to leave gospel? Because the only thing that now happens is they go alternative, they go to secular, they feel more appreciated. Meanwhile, they can use the gifts in church.
Well, the truth is, at the end of the day, I always tell people that the reason why you do what you do will keep you there, no matter what. I understand that definitely not everyone accepts or is okay. Like, or rather, there's usually like, when it comes to maybe church events, maybe most times they just want typically worship or praise, or typically church music, as we call it, because the truth is that we have church music and we also have, of course, other kinds of sounds that might not necessarily work in some churches, but there's some churches that are also open, they're liberal. So the truth is, I tell people that do what you want to do. Don't force yourself to do a type of sound that is not yours. I'm someone that is eclectic. I can do church music today, I can do rap tomorrow, I can do soul, I can do R&B, I can do reggae, because I'm versatile. I grew up that way with all kinds of music, and I've always wanted to be that versatile artist that you cannot put in a box. That is me. But the truth is, I tell people out there, don't try to copy anybody else. If it is rap, you can rap. Don't worry. God has created your own group of people that, will be blessed or touched by your music. And you need to keep that in mind for every time you're creating your sound. Whenever I'm creating my sound, I'm thinking about all the people that God has sent me to, the young, the old. So I want to create music that, okay, young people can listen to it and, understand, or old people can also listen to it and also love it. So anybody out there that wants to do gospel music, don't be moved or swayed by what you think. Oh, the church is doing worship. Oh yeah, let's run and go and do worship. Oh, it's praise. Now let's run and go and do praise. You will just confuse yourself. Do what you know is your major gift and stick to it. Your people will find you. Your fan base will find you, and everyone will love you. That's just it at the end of the day. Or should I say, not everyone will love you. I can say it that way. Not everyone will love your sound, but you have your own people, your own fan base who would love your sound.
All right, Nikki, Beecee mentioned something about appreciation, and it's also a major concern within the gospel industry that a lot of gospel artists are not getting that support from churches. Perhaps that when they go to some churches to minister, it is, okay, God bless you, and that's it, walk away, and all of that. So, books. Basket of fruits and books and all. I wonder what you make of that, except a few churches that you see perhaps run some awards and give monies, but we don't see that. So a lot of persons are concerned that that perhaps is affecting the gospel industry.
Well, The truth is, I know that there was a time when that was actually a major problem. That would be like some years ago. But right now, a lot of changes have actually happened. A lot of churches right now, before they call you, usually have something they want to give you, and they will let you know up front. Or if they don't say it most times, we artists actually do that. We'll just ask, okay, I would love to come and support your ministry, but I'm coming with my band, I'm coming with my team. And what do you have for us as honorarium to actually support so that I can actually take care of my band? I'm not going to come with a full band and at the end of the day, the God bless you won't help me pay them. This is what they do for a living. Some of them are actually background vocalists for a living, musicians for a living, and I can't just tell them, hey, thank you for performing with me today, God will bless you, God will help your business and your home. No, I cannot do that. So the truth is that a lot of churches are actually understanding right now. So upfront, they let you know, oh, please, Nikki, we want you to come and minister, but this is what we have. We don't have enough, but please, can you help us out? Some do that, and some churches really go all out and do very well to support us and actually take care of us when they invite us to minister. So I think it's a case of artists also ensuring that before you go anywhere, verify. If that church can support you, fine. I've actually gone to minister at a church before. I can never forget. This was some years ago. The church is somewhere beside Unilag, and they reached out to me and they said, Nikki Laoye, we know you're so big and all of that, but all we have is 50,000 naira. That we're just a small church. I remember that day. That was when I was shooting 1, 2, 3 video. That was in 2014. So as I finished shooting, I went straight to that event. You know, and I told them, I said, oh, you have a 50,000, don't worry, I'll come and support you. And they wanted me to come and train their choir. They were like, me, please, ma, if you can. I said, no problem. They couldn't believe it. The pastor did not believe I was coming. Because if this was the choir that actually planned this, the pastor said, it's a lie, you got Nikki to come. You know, we don't have money. You know, when I got there that day, the pastor came out himself to come and walk me from my car just to see for himself that she really came. And he was like, oh my goodness, you know, there's some places like that that you know they don't have much, but they are really, really appreciative. They really want you to come and be a blessing to them. And we go all out, even when they don't have anything, we'll just go and support. But there's some, if I'm going, but that, I could do that because I wasn't going with my band. I wasn't going with my team. But you know, there's some other events, I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I do have a team. I don't want to come and play soundtrack. Right. I want to come and play with my full band. Right. But there's sometimes now, especially what is going on in the world now, we are now creating our live performance soundtrack. That is, would have had our musicians play everything live. So we'll just play the soundtrack. Okay, only I will show up and we'll play it. And it sounds as if I have a band behind me. So we've actually started coming up with different ways like that to ensure that we can support as many churches as possible and still get our music going.
So Nikki, you're a social entrepreneur. How is that going? Because I know you're quite active during the COVID period. But now after COVID, what exactly are you doing to sustain this, your work for society at this time?
Oh, wow. It's actually been a lot because I run a foundation called Angel for Life Foundation, of course, for the past 10 years, which works majorly with people with disabilities. And we also provide support for refugees, migrants, and internally displaced persons over the years. And the truth is that during this COVID period, especially people with disabilities, a lot of young people that we take care of actually fell into depression because they couldn't go out, they couldn't do a lot of things. And you know, they need that physical contact or human touch and human, especially for the fact that I was even stuck away for months. I know I had to counsel a lot of them over the phone who were actually very depressed. But God has been so good that over time now things have actually relaxed a lot in Nigeria right now, and we're actually doing so much as always. Of course, a big thank you to people like DJ Copy who has been supporting us over the years, and right now I'm also going into some partnerships with people like Toke Makinwa, Yemi Alade. We're all doing a lot of things together behind the scenes to actually provide a lot of support for people with disabilities. And of course, I'm just grateful to everybody coming on board. We're constantly buying canes for the blind. We're buying braille kits for, you know, blind students in school, buying wheelchairs. Been working with some agencies like ACE from the UK. We've just been working with different people who are just like, Nikki, what can we do? What can we do? And I'm so grateful that we're able to find that support for them, to send them back to school and ensure that, you know, they can build a life for themselves and have, you know, more source of income. And at the same time, we're looking forward to building a hub, a place where people can just come, especially people who are disabled, can come and just have their own space. You know, there are things like that that we're working on, and we're just looking for more support, people to come on board and help us out to make this happen, because there's just so much to be done, especially with people with disabilities. Yeah.
Well done, Nikki. So let me ask you this question. How best do you think we can support the gospel industry, to promote it, to grow? Because, you know, a lot of young people are into singing. So they have a talent, first of all, and they want to sing. They want to sing and they want to make money out of singing. But then they come into the industry and it's not like they have planned. And so because they can't survive, they just find their way out. What are some of the things you think we can be doing as a body? Do we have a body, gospel industry, musicians? Do we have a body that would protect everyone who comes under that umbrella? And what else can we do to promote gospel in Nigeria?
Well, when it comes to this body thing, you know, even secular artists too, nobody really has anybody right now that is working across board. Everybody's just on their own, doing their own thing. But I know the major thing that gospel music industry really needs that have actually dropped, and it's actually worrisome to us, is why gospel music is not being played like it used to be. When I started my career 14 years ago, they would play my music alongside MI. They would play Rooftop MCs alongside Lara George, alongside Tiwa Savage, alongside YJ. There was no segregation as at that time. But of late, we see that it's so rare to find a lot of gospel music playing on TV. Of course, I give kudos to TVC. You guys do a lot. You support gospel music a lot. You actually want channel that I know that I see gospel music on the most. I have to give it to you on that. Thank you so much for that support. But the truth is that we just need more support across board. Yeah, radio stations and all of that. You know, even the Sunday they used to give us before, they started reducing the Sunday.
Wow.
You will listen to radio on Sunday, you will just hear gospel music for just maybe early morning, and after that you just don't hear it again. You know, we don't know why this is happening, but we just need more, especially more media support for gospel. Yes.
Thank you so much, Nikki. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. We'd love to have you. And please let us know in whatever else way we can actually support you. We'll be very happy to.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to go on a quick break now. I'm told that Nyma is in the building. We'd like to get the last few minutes just to hear her experience, what happened, how she shipped her way here. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we heard Nyma was in the building, and it was important for us to bring you in quickly to know what happened. Nyma Akasha Zibiri. So tell us what happened.
Okay, so you know, Lagos State has announced that they'll be repairing the Maza to Signal Barracks end of the service lane. They've done the middle lane, so now they're on service lane, and so it's taking effect. Yesterday I was caught in it. It was difficult because, including that diversion, there was a falling down construction truck yesterday. It wasn't it, but this morning I waited at Abula Adu and I called last month. How is it? Said it's moving, but it will take a while. So I got there by 6:30. I was there, and it took till past 7 to get out of it. As soon as I got relieved that I'm on signal, let me just take the ramp as is described in the notice up. I was going, I didn't see anything. All of a sudden, behind a container truck, this Hilux pulls out, and it's full of men in police camo, the blue and police camo, and they came out and said, "You're on a one-way." I said, "How is it?" No, the first question was, "Who are you?" And I was like, "I'm just a Nigerian. I'm just going to," because I was shocked. "I'm just going to work. How is this a one-way?" I said, "This is a one-way." I said, "This is not a one-way." He said, "Get out of the car, madam. Get out." And they assigned one person to get in the car, and so it was me and that person. After a while, she just kept driving. I said, "Please, Oga, please, just where am I going? Because see where I'm going, I'm heading towards Magodo, and if I miss this, then I will be on a one-way. What is happening?" He refused to talk. So by the time I got to Suru, I then thought, this has happened before to my husband. Let me be smart, and I went live. So when I went live, I had to capture his face. Although he had a black mask, I started to capture his face in case this was a kidnap. So I did that, and then he drove all the way to Relay, where the police station at Relay still did not divert. I said, "Where are we going?" You know, so he said, at that point, he now answered, "I'm going to Alausa." I was still on live then. I said, "Okay, good. If it's Alausa, I'm fine." Because that would be, that means you're legal. And then we got to Igomu at the National Theatre into the construction CCC yard. He then drives in there. And I'm like, this is not Alausa now. We are going to Alausa. Please, let's go to Alausa. And so then I got panic. I started panicking. Please, I can't be in this. I've never, ever wandered lost into that place before. Underneath boys, trucks, all sorts of cars and all of that. I was in the middle of all of that with this one officer who refused to say anything. If I want him to talk, I should let him talk. I said, "Okay, please say something." He said, "Until his Oga comes." I said, "I should call your Oga." That's what you said before. I don't have your Oga's details. This place you brought me, I have never been here. This must be an illegal operation, because if it was legit, you will head straight to the right authorities. Yes. So we started, an altercation. Not long after, about 10 to 15 minutes later, a truck comes in with one of his superiors. His name was Ojubele. And immediately I said I could find the name. I started, because I was on a call with somebody who had called through you.
Yeah.
So I was on a call, then I said, the person's name is so Ojubele. I said, yes, I'm so. You're on a one-way. I said, sir, that wasn't a one-way. Can I, send you notice or anything? But they were not listening. He had told them I did a live. And so that caused everybody to start to panic. And if you had nothing to fear, why would you fear a live? I had something to fear. I went on live. That was my only security. Yeah. Nobody drives with me. I drive alone. So who will I tell where I was?
That was not the one.
Lasma had confirmed. And I even have a video from Lasma saying that's the diversion. Once it says those going towards Oshodi, when you get after Signal, you take the ramp back to Apapa Woroshoki Road. And that message is on my phone. So I had someone there do a video of how the diversion was. Exactly where I was caught was in between that and just this little meters to the turning. To be on the
there's a miscommunication between LASMA tax force. So somebody says you can use a diversion, and that's saying it's one way. Obviously, there's no alignment on what we should do.
Except that there's an alignment, but somebody is deciding to be funny. Because this notice was public notice as at last week. I remember taking it to the papers. I read it by myself because I knew it would affect my community and people living around the environment. So I took it, and I was here. I took it again and said yesterday that this diversion is causing this sort of hardship.
Let me read it today. Lagos State government has announced plans for traffic diversion to complete the ongoing road rehabilitation and repair works on the failed portion of the road between Maza and Signal Barracks on the Lagos Badagry Expressway, commencing Monday 29th of March to 31st May 2021. So that was
public notice.
So it's a public notice.
No, there's a portion I wanted you to take. Let me just quickly take the one that announces that this place is no longer a one-way. If he ever was.
Yes.
So I'm coming. It's just
I read that part too.
So if he ever was, it was no longer a one-way. But then they just chose to be funny. I kept saying to him, "How is this? And you are law enforcement. Who should have this notice? What is the public notice?" You said road users heading towards Orile Suru from Maza will be diverted to the opening at Total Filling Station to link toll lane and continue their movement to Orile, or through an opening at Signal Barracks to access the service lane from toll lane to continue their journey. Now, he enjoined motorists from Oshodi to going to Oshodi from Maza to use the same opening at Total Filling Station to connect the toll lane and drive down to use the opening after mile 2 underpass. Drive down to use the opening after mile 2 underpass, which is where I was, before Signal Barracks to access the ramp with counterflow to Apapa Woroshoki. Right. Yeah, so that's where I was. Yes. Between those two, that part, and somebody jumps in the car, sees a lonely woman, vulnerable.
We have to run on.
They refuse to admit that was not a one-way.
Yes,
so they're trying to justify.
But we need to also let the reason why it was important for us to bring you to tell us what happened, so the authorities know there's a disconnect. Yeah. 1 second you're saying we should take this diversion, next another group are saying no, it's a one-way. Please, so that motorists don't fall into this trap. Thank God it's Nima.
A lot of people.
Others will be arrested
and they will be and even after the notice, admit you are sorry, but they didn't. And so innocent people will still fall victim.
Welcome back, Kampele. That's the Nigerian story. That's the Nigerian story for us. That's what we go through.
Glory raw here.
Have a great Easter celebration. Monday. Bye.
Happy Easter.